How's it going, everyone? This is MOS Tricks, and in this video I wanted to talk about quality of life changes that I would love to see come to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And no, this is not going to be a video just complaining about the rage quitting situation. I'm sure you've already watched 100 videos on the topic, so we're going to just avoid that because we already know. We're going to jump into something else instead. So the first thing on the list is going to be having an actual matchmaking system for the unranked play online. Because as of right now, you don't have the ability to just jump into a random match against a random player of random skill and just fight to the death for fun with whatever character you want. As of right now, we cannot do that. What does happen, and this is unavoidable, is you get put into a lobby that could have one other player, it could have 5 other players, they could all be demons, they could all be AFK, or when it's finally your turn, they could just close the lobby because you're a random player and they don't want you to be there. I don't know whose brilliant idea it was to have that system, but we literally have the ability to matchmake with somebody in ranked to find a random player close to our skill. Why can't we have a random person to be found in a unranked match in the same way with matchmaking? We don't care about the skill level, we just want to fight somebody and not be put into a lobby where we have to wait sometimes upwards of 40 minutes if it's a full lobby. I know I said we're not going to touch on the rage quitting situation, but this would fix about 95% of people's complaints with the entire game. So what I suggest is that we have matchmaking for ranked, matchmaking for quick match, and then also the ability to find or host a lobby if we so please. Next on the list is we want to have unlimited timers in private lobbies online when we're trying to choose our characters. There's literally no reason for us to only have 45 seconds to try and scroll through 180 characters. I understand that they're trying to avoid the situation where somebody just trolls you for 10 or 20 minutes because they just never ready up, and they try to make it so they just get pushed into a game immediately, and I understand that. However, if they're going to have that system, then please give us a couple different options here. Option number 1, give us the ability to either extend the timer to 2 or even 5 minutes or make it unlimited, or the other option is give us the ability to save a loadout before we go into an arena, or even a couple different loadouts. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to play DP battle and you know for a fact the characters that you want to play, instead of trying to memorize where they all are, or even if you want to mix it up because you want to have some fun and try other characters, you're allowed to save a couple different loadouts. So for, you know, for a fact you have 3 different characters that you really like, or you have a secondary team, or let's say you have a team that's just for fun where you want to use all villains, or you want to use all Saiyans, or whatever it happens to be. If you have the ability to save a loadout before you even go into a lobby, then sure, you can have a 45-second timer. But to try and change your team and also do math at the exact same time with more pressure than fucking Howie Mandel trying to say deal or no deal with $1 million in our case, can you just give us the ability to set the timer or at least make a loadout so we don't have to just go through this every single time? Because I'll also say that 99% of the time, if we are in a private lobby, we are most likely in a Discord call. So if we want to start the game, just have the ability to say ready up and we can just go when we want to. If we want to sit there for 10 minutes because somebody wants to grab a drink or something, just let them do it. Number 3 on the list is give us the ability to have an online training mode against our friends. And what I mean by this, at the very least, let us turn the timer off in private lobbies. If we want to fight with 5 god characters and it takes us 25 minutes to have a fight, then let us do that. Along with that as well too, give us a button in the pause menu to end the match. Regardless of if you wanted to have an infinite timer or not, we should have the ability to just end the match so that if we happen to choose the wrong team, because, oh, I don't know, we only have 45 seconds to choose a team, instead of having to kill the entire enemy team and then get rid of every single person on the team so we're able to get out of the game, just let us pause the game and do end match. I understand why you wouldn't want to have this be an option, because players would just fight in a public lobby, which is supposed to be for fun, and they would still rage quit if they can just pause the game and end the match instantly. So I get why that's not a thing, but maybe just give us the option to turn that on, especially if it's a private lobby with only 1 or 2 slots. Number 4 on the list is going to be about the costume situation. I understand that we are assuming that new costumes are on the way, whether it's via battle pass or whether they happen to come in for free. It doesn't really matter, but one of the things that drives me insane right now is the amount of characters that have 5 empty slots and then like 15, or I think maybe like 10 slots underneath for accessories, and they literally have nothing that they can equip. A couple characters would be like Cell, Fuse Zamasu, I think base Zamasu as well too, Frost, most of the Ginyu Force, they can only put a scouter. So why do we have all these empty slots when you can't actually do anything with them? If they're going to be putting things in the future into the game where we can equip random colors or random costumes, then say coming soon. Put something there to let people know, oh, okay, so this character like Zamasu, for example, doesn't have any costumes, but in the future he might. Just give people a heads up. Because here's the thing, if characters like Zamasu or Frost canonically have no other costumes and they are never going to get a recolor or different costume ever, then why do they have all of those slots? Just take the slots away completely and don't try and dangle the dream or dangle the carrot in front of people saying, oh, tons of customization is coming when you have zero intention. Like the fact that we have characters like Zamasu or Frost and they have all these spaces for costumes, yet they can't even put on the basic stuff. They can't put on Piccolo's cape. They can't put on Trunks' jacket. They can't put on Saiyan armor. They can't do anything whatsoever. So why do we have those slots? Just take them away or let us do random stuff like that. Next, on the topic of customization, this is going to be number 5 on the list as well, is giving us the ability to customize the specials and ultimates for our characters. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this picture from a long time ago that said in the bottom corner, customize techniques. And the specials and the ultimates in the game are called techniques. So if a character that is let's say a Saiyan character has the ability to do a Kamehameha, or they could do a Gallic Gun, or they could do Big Bang Attack or Burning Attack or Spirit Bomb or whatever, let us put those moves on any of these characters as long as it makes some sense. I understand why you couldn't have a character like Goten use Trunks' burning attack because he doesn't have a sword and maybe the animation would look very weird, and I understand that, but at the very least, for the characters that it does make sense, why can't we do that? Especially in unranked and custom battles. Why can't a character like Frieza do special beam cannon, or even something crazy like having a father-son Gallic Gun with Trunks and Vegeta? It doesn't have to necessarily make canonical sense. It would just be something that's crazy that could happen. And for custom battles, it would be super crazy and much more exciting if characters could do that. Imagine if base Broly had Spirit Bomb, just because. I want to mention as well that I'm planning on making videos in the future with the community. So if you are someone who's a PC player and it doesn't matter what your skill level is, you can be D5 or you can be Z. If you want to be in a video, please join the Discord. The link is going to be in the description. I have some pretty fun ideas for videos and I'd love to have you guys get involved. Some of the ideas that I'd like to do would be pretty basic, where I'd just be commentating you guys and making it lively and fun to watch and also be a part of, or some maybe crazier stuff where we have players play as a team of all girls versus all the boys, or you do all the giants versus all the smallest characters in the game, and just kind of make some fun out of the game and do it as a lobby or a private match so we have control of how the games actually go. Because I am on PC and I have to have the ability to spectate so I can commentate, this is only going to be open for PC players. That being said, if you are an Xbox or PlayStation player and you simply want to join just to find games, then of course you're more than welcome to join the community and join the Discord. Oh, and also if you're a content creator, I don't really care if you're a big creator or a small creator just starting out and you're just trying to grow, then by all means, this is probably going to be the series for you where you get a chance to jump in. I'll commentate it. It's going to be fun and entertaining, and it's going to give you a chance to try and get your name out there a little bit more. So by all means, do join the Discord. Number 6 on the list is kind of a 2-part quality of life change, and that is giving us the ability to have a little bit more variety with our throws, because right now it's one throw unless they are on the ground, and some characters can't even throw a character who's on the ground. So the one throw that we have does the same thing every single time. I'm not looking for tons and tons of special animations, but at the very least, let us choose the direction that they get thrown or launched. I think it'd be super cool if there was some smaller universal throw animations where, let's say you go for a grab and you happen to just knee the enemy in the stomach, or possibly throw them at the ground, or you grab them by the shoulders and you sweep out their legs or something like that. Just something that's just very basic, so there's a bit more of a mix-up and more variety for our combo routes. Because also, as of right now, not a single grab combos at all. And I understand if it comboed into an ultimate and that just be super broken, then sure. But right now, people have the ability to vanish out of literally everything. So more times than not, throwing somebody is actually useless. The only point of throwing somebody is so that you can use something like instant sparking or do a heal or something like that. So it's just to get away from someone. It's not really used for fighting, but more so for creating space. And if that's the point of the move, then sure, I concede. But as far as just how it's used, it's very one-dimensional. It's very basic. And the second part of this quality of life change is please make it harder to actually break a grab, because as of right now, it is possibly the easiest thing of all time. And if you are holding perception, for anyone that doesn't know, on standard controls, if you're holding perception, you can just mash block or the guard button, and if someone tries to grab you to try and counterplay your perception, you will break it every single time. You don't have to react. There's no mix-up. It's just a pure option select that gets gets you out of every single grab. And if they try to attack you, they can't attack because you're using perception. So all they can do is Ki Blast spam. At higher levels of play, there's literally no point in grabbing. You will never land one unless the opponent is just straight up lacking or doesn't care if they get grabbed because they're winning by so much. So my suggestion is that if you're holding perception, you cannot break a grab by pressing block. You have to let go of perception and commit to something, because as of right now, there's literally no reason to block. If you want to use super perception or perception, you can just go ahead and do it, and it gets you out of literally everything. At one point, it felt like there was a point in blocking highs, mids, and lows and making sure that you're not getting broken and put into a burnout state, potentially knocking somebody off balance and reversing them. But if you can just do super perception or perception no matter what, and also never get grabbed, then there's no point in not doing that. The only thing you have to worry about is if someone uses Ki Blast, and if they do that, they're probably going to give you some space, and you can just reset neutral for free. It's just too strong. That's going to be my list for now, and of course, I don't want to hammer away at the things that everyone puts in every other video. Yes, we want rollback. Yes, we want the rage quitting to get fixed. Yes, we want all these other things, of course, and that's just fine. We heard it a million times, and guys, I want to hear from you. What are these smaller kind of quality of life things that you'd love to see that would just make you say, damn, like this, they're just taking care of us now at this point? Because unfortunately, the launch of the game was pretty horrific, and we can all say that at this point with some confidence, looking at the numbers, looking at how many, like hundreds of YouTubers, including myself, harping on the game pretty badly, being like, yo guys, this is pretty rough for $100 that we spent to play this game, if you got the ultimate edition, that is. So we just want to see ourselves get taken care of with this game, and I also want to hear from you guys. What are some quality of life changes that you'd love to see that possibly no one's even brought up, or maybe that I didn't even bring up today? And with that, that's going to be it for the video. Once again, this is MOS Trick saying thanks for watching and have a good day.